Hello again, everyone. Today I am here with an updated review on the Galen Leather 10 fountain pen case. It's been working okay. I did want to point out some things that I've experienced since using it and wanted to show it to you full of pens. So I'm going to go ahead and open it and we'll see if oh no, okay. So sometimes I have been having an issue with, depending on how I tuck these little fabric pieces in, sometimes they will catch in the zipper. So when I'm closing it, I have to be really careful to kind of push those pieces out of the way of the zipper so that I don't catch it on when I'm opening it. I think if you leave it sort of like that, it gets caught in the zipper there. I don't necessarily want that to happen. Yeah, see, so like if I did not push it in, it's kind of stuck. So in order to open it, when that happens, I kind of have to push everything out of the way in there and open it. So that's just one issue. I'm going to put a link to my original unboxing and review of this so that you have that as background, but I will go ahead and open it now and show you how the pens are working in here. So there are 10 pens in here now. You can see that the interior fabric covers have kind of molded around the pens a little bit since they've been in here kind of well packed. So I'll go ahead and lift those up and show these to you. So I ended up taking out the taller pens. Well, actually, just one of the taller pens. I had a Curadas in here before, and I decided not to store it in here just because it was creating too much of an issue closing the zipper. So if you have really tall pens, I would not recommend this case, but I did end up putting all my diamond, well, not all, but some of my diamond 580s in here, and they seem to fit fine. I was able to push them down a little bit. So before, when I first loaded it up, I had it sitting like that. Here, I'll show you. So when I put it in here, when I put it in there right away, I just put it down until it came up to the little loop that's holding the pen. And so if you actually push it down a little bit more, it sits more evenly in between top and bottom for those. So that I had to do that with these. Pens like this, the Pilot 74, Pilot Custom 74 fit perfect. There's really no issue. Along with this one, the Monteverde Ritma. And then these, let's see, I'll just go through. This could also be a what's in my pen case as well. So I have 3 Diamond 580s here. I have Pilot Custom 74, a Monteverde Ritma. This is a Platinum 3776. And then this is a Pilot Falcon. And this is a Pilot Decimo, which is the shinier version of the Vanishing Point. And then this is a Faber-Castell, I think it's Ondoro is the name of that particular fountain pen. And then this is a Conklin Durograph. So these were pens that I don't have dedicated to particular notebooks because a lot of times if I have notebooks that I use for a specific purpose, I am keeping a fountain pen with those notebooks in a pen loop or something like that. So these are pens that I just don't have dedicated to particular notebooks, but I still like to use at my desk every so often. I will refer you, I'll put a link down below to the videos where I talk about the Diamond 580s and my other TWSBIs, and the unboxing for the Pilot Custom 74 and the unboxing for the Monteverde Ritma, assuming I've posted that. I had some issues with, not with the video, but with me and my reactions when I unboxed that, so I may not have that up yet. I'll see when it gets to the point of time I am uploading this video. And these are all pens that I have not highlighted before, and I think I will do separate videos on those. So I'm trying to think if there's anything that would be worth mentioning. So I'll just let you know which nib I have on this Conklin, because a lot of people use it with the flex nib. I got it with the Bach nib from Goulet Pens. They think it's a size 6. I don't know. But you can interchange this with the flex nib. I actually have a flex nib to interchange with it, but I have never used it. In fact, at this point, I need to find it because I don't know where I ended up putting it. But part of the reason why I don't necessarily have this pen, and this pen, these three here, associated with other notebooks is that I have had some issues with hard starts with all three of these. With the Conklin, it's usually at the beginning of a word or something. I might just have to tune the nib. It's part of the reason why I wanted to try it with the flex nib to see if my experience was different. This one, I think, part of it could be just that I'm running out of ink very often because it is a gusher. Like I never knew what a gusher was until I got this pen. It has a medium nib and it is just so wet that it goes through ink like nobody's business. I might need to try a drier ink perhaps, and sometimes in the converter too, ink gets stuck up at the top of the converter. Because I usually store my pen's nib up, obviously, because that's the way you should be storing your pens, either that or flat. And I think the ink kind of gets stuck at the back of the converter. So it may just be a converter / ink usage issue with this one. This one, I don't know what's going on with it. So it seems like it dries out when I store it, which I do not really have a problem with my vanishing point, which should ideally be the same nib, same construction as the Decimo, so I don't know what's going on there. These two are fantastic pens. The Pilot Falcon is a fairly new addition for me. I just have not really used it much. That's part of the reason why I'm putting it in here, so I will be encouraged to use it more as I'm just sitting down and writing. The the Platinum 3776 is a really great pen. I have no issues at all. But I do think that I'm going to go through the ones that I haven't already profiled in a separate video at some point. But anyway, this is supposed to be a renewed review of this pen case. And I did kind of want to bring your attention to the fact that if you have really tall pens, they might not be the best for in here. The little loops that the pens fit in are pretty flexible. I haven't had an issue getting any of these in here. Sometimes there's a little bit of a catch, but you can usually fit things in. And I did want to mention the zipper catching issue. So I think that's it for today. I am going to close this up. I'm going to show you how it's just a little bit stiff in closing as well. So like I was saying, you really have to focus on putting these little cloth things aside. And I've even pulled them to the middle a little bit so that they don't end up getting stuck. So other than that, the zipper is fairly smooth. Yeah. But yeah, the first time I opened it completely full, I had that catching issue, and I was like, are you kidding me? I feel like I've had other issues with it. But you really just need to fiddle with it a little bit, and then it seems to open just fine. And hopefully as the inside bits mold a little bit more around the pens that I have in here, it'll probably be okay. And when I did my original unboxing, I had a little bit of an issue with this dent here. It's already smoothed out a little bit. So, you know, it's fine, basically. So that's it for today, I believe. Oh, and I did just want to point out how the case looks when it's filled with fountain pens. You don't want to stagger your fountain pens up and down on either side, which might prevent this a little bit, because then obviously you're storing one side of the pen case upside down, which you don't want to do. So you want all your pens to be upright in your pen case, assuming you're storing it like this or like this. If you're storing it just flat always, it's not really going to be an issue, but you're definitely going to have an easier time zipping the bottom than the top, because that's where all the caps are. So they kind of pull a little bit, as you can see here, where it's a little bit wiggly. But it's not, I mean, it hasn't really been an issue with opening and closing. Okay, just wanted to show you that. All right, that's it for today. Feel free to like and or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.